Texas boxing scene is here with undefeated welterweight Veshawn Champion, originally from Dayton, Ohio, now in San Antonio, Texas. Welcome, Veshawn. How's camp going, and how you doing?
Thank you for welcoming me here. Camp's going great. We're finally about to finish up to final touches. It's been wonderful. Getting more sparring too in this camp, so I'm ready for December 31st.
I wanted to ask you about that. You got a December 31st fight in San Antonio. Um, what's it like having to go through camp and now fight week, go through Christmas? You know, you're in camp through Thanksgiving. Everyone else is eating. Everyone else is putting on the holiday pounds, and you're in camp cutting, making weight, working hard. What's that like?
It's not pleasant. No, I feel this is my first time fighting through a holiday, so I'm away from family. I don't get to go home and visit my family during the holidays. I don't get to eat. I missed out on Thanksgiving dinner. Got like not even one plate. I got half a plate. And now Christmas is around the corner, so I'm missing out on that as well. Um, like I said, it's not pleasant, but somebody has to do it, and the opportunity was here.
Um, you got a big fight. You're fighting the Hawk, Marquis Hawthorne. Not a great record, but a pretty good fighter. He's been in the ring with a lot of really good fighters. How much do you know about your opponent, and what are you expecting on December 31st?
I was just watching his last fight.
He's not bad, right?
No, yeah, he's a decent fighter, definitely. But to get prepared for him, my team we worked out, a game plan, and we're gonna follow through the game plan. And I'm just very confident in myself. So when the fight had got brought up to me, he has 25 fights. I only have four. The way I look at it is, I'm not fighting 25 people. I'm just fighting just one person, and he has to be in there with me too as well. So I'm ready to rumble.
So you're 4-0 now. You're from Dayton, Ohio. Talk a little bit about your start. How did you get into boxing, and when did you decide, okay, now is the right time for me to turn pro?
So Dayton, Ohio, it was right there, a little bit above Cincinnati. It's like 40 minutes away from Cincinnati. So it's like, my amateur career, I had like 9 amateur fights. So I didn't have that many fights. Due to the fact that in Dayton, Ohio, it's more of a basketball, football scene. So I started boxing at 19 after I watched Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather fight. And after I seen that fight, I was like, dude, if Conor can do it, why can't I do it? And I always been a guy that had like a temper that always wanted to fight if somebody rubbed me off the wrong way. Uh, so I used to get in trouble at school, in and out of school. So during my amateur career, I had 9 fights, like I said. Never went open. Fought like 1 3-minute fight, and it was more like a, how would I say it, like a Marvin Hagler type of story.
Yeah.
Like Marvin Hagler didn't have the benefits to have a long like amateur career just like Sugar Ray had. You had the opportunity, had the backing, um, and during my 9 fights, went 6-3. I had 4 stoppages, and we had got an opportunity to fight this guy named Andres Borregos from a pro debut. We didn't know, we thought he had 18 fights as amateur, but that was 18 national fights that he had. So we kind of like went in there blind. After that, I beat him, and it just opened up doors for myself, and my confidence went up a little bit way more. Um, yeah,
So you've only had 9 amateur fights, 4 pro fights. That's only 13 pro fights, total fights.
yeah,
13 total fights, pro and amateur. So you're still, learning. You're still green. You're still learning on the go here.
yeah.
Um, it's just impressive because you have a lot of skills. I mean, did you play other sports? I mean, you seem to be a really good athlete, right? Did you play other sports? I mean, did you pick
Yeah.
this up pretty quickly?
I played baseball, basketball, football, and I ran track. I was all state in track, in high jump, long jump, and I did the 400-meter dash. So like my win is there, and it's not even just that. I have the will. So when I first started training and first time I ever sparred, I got my ass kicked. And after that, I basically like quit my job. It's like, you know what? Nobody's ever gonna do this ever to me again. You know what I mean? I'm gonna bust my ass. Next time I spar that person, he gonna see a different fighter. And he did, and I started gaining like respect and becoming one of the best in the gym. And after you conquer one gym, it's like you want to go conquer another one because you're better than everyone there at the gym. So you gotta like isolate yourself from the other fighters. and that's what I did. So I started training, going to other gyms, going to Cincinnati, getting different looks, and that's kind of like how I got my style as well. Like I said, I had like a young amateur career, so all my talent came from just sparring, sparring, sparring. You know what I mean? That's how I looked at it, as those are my amateur fights. Is going through those sparrings.
They always say, right away. You go in the ring, you get beat up, you're either going to run away and quit and hate it, or you're going to come back stronger the next day, right? And I had the same experience. They put me in my first time ever sparring. They put me in with a New York City Golden Gloves champ, and I wanted to do it again the next day. So right away whether or not this is for you. So you got in there, you took your lumps and said, I'm going to be back better tomorrow, right? You knew right away this is for you?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I was always a fighter back before I even started fighting. I was fighting in school, so that was just I'm a competitor. I want to compete. I want to become the best. I want to be the best at what I do. There's no point in doing it if you're not going to be the best. You know what I mean? Even when I cook, dude, like you can ask anybody. Like I kid you not, I make the best salmon. I'm better than Gordon Ramsay.
I love it. I love the confidence. I love the competitive nature. It's gonna serve you well. I mean, it probably speaks to why you've made so much progress so quickly. You have that competitive nature on top of your natural athleticism and your heart. I want to talk to you about that. I want to skip ahead. Your third pro fight, you fight Dynamite Sosa in Philly in the 2300 arena. You're clearly the much better boxer than him, right?
Yeah.
And you won the fight. You won wide. But you really sat in and traded with them. A, did you want to put on a show? And B, if you had to do over again, would you just stay on the outside and not box them all day? Would you have made your life more difficult?
Yeah, I mean, at that time in Philadelphia, I was training with Bozy Ennis. He was my coach. I was with Jerron Ennis. So going into the fight, I knew I sparred better fighters than him. I sparred Jerron like nobody hits as hard as Jerron. He's the hardest person I ever got hit by. And coming into this fight, I told myself, man, this guy, I'm not overlooking him, but I'm like, he doesn't have the power as like Jerron. He doesn't have the skill set as Jerron Hennis or Ray Robinson. The new Ray Robinson from Philadelphia. I sparred him as well for the count. And I, just that confidence booster is like, dude, like, don't let this guy come and take anything from you. You know what I mean? Even he's getting paid more than you, so it's like, let him just go home with a nice check. you know.
And that was a heck of a fight. When you're in Philly, in the 2300 arena, they want to see blood and guts. You certainly gave them that. Do people, because you are long, like I said, 6 foot tall, 6'1", southpaw, long, rangy, quick. Are people surprised you're as good as you are on the inside? And you carry as much pop. Like, they kind of expect you to just be kind of like a light hitting slickster, and they're surprised that you do hit as hard as you do.
Yeah, I get that a lot. A lot of people don't like they want to fight, especially out here. Fight sparring. Like a lot majority is Mexicans out here in San Antonio, so they want to fight inside. They want to brawl. With me, like I can do both. If you want to bang, we can bang, and let's see who can trade and take the hardest shots. Most likely, I come confidently. I'm gonna come out on top. So yeah, like a lot of people say that about me. I fight well in the inside, fight well on the outside. I'm like a boxer puncher. I mean, I bring it to you, and I can outbox you as well.
I want to talk about it. You're in San Antonio now, and we'll get into how you end up in San Antonio. But you're in San Antonio, mostly Mexican American boxing community, come from Ohio, Philadelphia. Is there a transition? Is there a change just the way in the boxing culture and the way the sport is viewed? Like, you had to adapt to kind of a new style coming to San Antonio?
Not necessarily. I kind of did, but back home in Ohio, I had a sparring partner. His name's Drew King. He just fought in nationals out in Lubbock, Texas. I think this was pronounced.
Lubbock, yeah.
Yeah.
You'll get it. We'll get it.
Yeah, so he just fought there, and his style is like, he reminds me of freaking dang, I just had his name on top of my head. He's a part of the Four Kings. He's from Panama.
Duran.
Style is just like Duran. He brings the fight to you, fights inside. So I was already used to like fights, like, cause we sparred almost every day throughout the week. So I'm used to his style. His style is kind of similar to a Mexican style. So coming down here, like, I already knew how people was gonna fight me. I'm 6'1", 147, so everybody's gonna want to try to get inside. So it wasn't hard to adjust at all. And then once you get hit, like I got crack in my gloves. So once you get hit with my shots, you kind of you're gonna respect it, and you're gonna double. You're gonna think about it going inside all the time.
So I want to talk to you how you got out here in San Antonio. Obviously from Ohio, you're training in Philadelphia. You said you were friends with Kid Austin, Floyd Schofield. He's obviously signed with Cameron Davies as well. He called you up for sparring. You've known him well. Talk about your relationship with him and how you got out in San Antonio and how all that went.
So yeah, like I said, after my fight in March from Philly, I came home for like a week. Spend time with my family, my daughter. I got a call from Floyd. They called me. They say, man, we need a sparring partner. We can't get no one to spar. We need a southpaw for this next fight. And I was like, when you need me, they said that immediately. So I got on the next flight the next day, and once I arrived to San Antonio, back home during March, it's kind of chilly. You know what I mean? It's spring weather, so it's chilly. I came out here. It's humid. It's hot. So I'm like, shoot, I got eat, you know what I mean? So once I first came out here, everything was cool. Everybody was welcoming here. It's not like Philly, Philly is everybody's to themselves. So it's like a lot that I had to adjust to because, you have to be to yourself in Philly. But out here, everybody it's a southern hospitality out here. Um, it was it was something I was like, I think I could live here, and that's how I made the leap, made the leap of faith and told my family back home, like, yeah, I don't think I'm coming back home no time soon. I might just transition to living here in Texas. And I think that was, one of the best moves that I made in my life.
We got great sparring out here too. Ton
Yeah.
of sparring for you. So Cam, I want to ask you real quick. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit because you do know Boots really well.
Yeah.
Rumors, Boots and Spence. This is nothing official. It's just talk. You know Boots really well. Obviously, everyone knows Spence. Who's your favorite in a fight like that? I'm not gonna hold you. Spence and Boots if they fought next. Who would
Uh,
you pick?
I'm not biased, but I'm gonna have to go with Boots. He has like Errol Spence. Don't get me wrong. He's a great fighter. You know what I mean? He has great tools, but the tools that Jerron has is like he's strong in both ways. Both hands are powerful. He can fight. He can fight as good as he can in southpaw as well as he can as in orthodox. So it's like that's a huge benefit that he has. It's like Terrence Crawford. But he's way better of a switch hitter than Terrence Crawford because once Terrence Crawford has trouble in the orthodox position, he goes right back to southpaw. Boots, he's very slick in both. So I'm leaning a little bit more towards Boots.
Again, I don't know that there's a wrong answer. I think it's kind of a 50-50 fight because I'm with you. Like Spence is great, and Boots is like the new guy. Like Boots is looks like to me at this point, and he hasn't been in with Spencer Crawford or anything like that yet. But he looks like nearly the perfect fighter, right? Like I mean, there's not much not to like about Boots. So is it too soon for Boots? Maybe not, right? Like he's that good.
Yeah, he has like 30 fights. I don't think it's too soon at all. He should have been had a shot.
Say the same problem you're gonna have. Why would you want to put your guy in the ring with him? And we were talking off air. You're a 6'1" welterweight, long. And what's your reach? Like I'm looking at your arms and legs. Like you're just a long guy,
I,
right?
I want to say like 76. I measured it like for height wise, like
Yeah.
so like I think it's 6'4", 6'5". My reach.
And then you can bang on the inside too. So you're 6'1", slick guy, good athlete, good skills on the outside who can bang on the inside with decent power, pretty
Yeah.
good power, actually. If I got an 8-0 welterweight, 10-0 welterweight, why would I put him in the ring with you?
Doubt maybe, I don't know.
So I want to get to your last fight. You fight your first fight in San Antonio at the Tech Port, which is a beautiful venue. You get a second round knockout, but talk about what happened in the first round, and then you had to overcome. What walk us through that first round?
So okay, that whole fight, we went through like 5 opponents. Like everybody they approved the fight, and I guess they went to go look me up, and they seen my second fight and my third fight, and it was like, you know what, nah, we're gonna leave that guy alone. You guys, hope you guys find somebody for him. We ended up landing a guy, and a week away from the fight, um, his orbital bone broke during sparring, which I was like, when they told me this, I said, yeah, all right. Now how does that happen? Head
Yeah.
gloves. So we ended up getting a guy that we did fight, Chandler, which hats off to him, respect to him. Within a week, so we really didn't have no time to study. I really didn't care to study either. I just wanted to fight and wanted to showcase my talents. But during that contract, I had to go down to 45 So basically, I had to go to super lightweight.
Oh, was that at 45? Was that at a catch weight? Okay.
I came in at 44.6. I never been that low in my life, and then it was a 10-pound weight limit that I for rehydration.
Oh, so I put a rehydration clothes on you too.
Yeah, so I was like, dang, dog, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna just roll with the punches. So during that whole time, like in the locker room, like, I caught a headache, man. Like I asked my coach if he had ibuprofen, he didn't. And once we start putting on the hand rest, it's like, it's go time. Forget it. You'll be all right. Just thug it out. During the first round, I was doing good. Trying to find my range, because we're in a small ring. He's moving around. He's running away. So I'm trying to find my range with him with my lead hand, my jab. I start touching him, trying to work the body a little bit more. Then after that, we end up getting a clinch. And once we get in a clinch, I hear the ref say back up. It was my fault. Protect yourself all the times. And he said back up, and he caught me with a nice shot to the body, and I brought my hand down, and he caught me behind the ear, and I touched the canvas for the first time in my career. And immediately my brain was like, damn, why the hell you let this man do this to you? So I banged the canvas. I got up. I looked at the ref like, hey man, it's time to go back to war. I'm good. You know what I mean? It's a good flash shot. Hats out to him. Nice shot. And then after I got knocked down, you can see in the fight that my composure was still there. I was good. I went back to my boxing. And after that second round, went to the corner. Talked to my coach
What did
Indio.
they tell you? What did they say to you when you were in your corner? Like what in between rounds?
Oh, so during that round, my coach was like, "Don't do that again. Like, don't."
Yeah, pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, don't do that again. It's not what we worked on. And I looked at my brother because he was my second corner man, and I was like, it's my fault. You know what I mean? Like, I'm messing up. You know what I mean? I'm taking this guy too lightly. Um, and as soon as I said that, like, my brother already knew. He said after the fight, he said, I already knew, like, he was probably about to go hurt this man, and that's what I'm about to go do. It was a nice setup too, as well. I baited him in, to be honest. I let him think that, since he got the knockdown, he had the confidence in his head. So I knew I used that to my advantage. You got that overconfident. And I came back to the ropes a little bit. And as soon as I seen the shot come in, when he started lunging a little bit, I came in with a nice check hook. And you can hear the punch inside the video. Like, it was loud. And he went down. And after he went down, I went back to the corner. And I was like, yeah, it's time to finish him. And that's what I'm good at. I'm a good finisher, too. I've been a good finisher since I was an amateur. Even when I'm sparring, like I'm not gonna take you lightly. If I hurt you, like we sparring, I get it. But at the end of the day, we're not friends while we're sparring.
I
Yeah,
know, 100%. Like, we're throwing hands. We're throwing hands. I mean, you're not going to go for the kill, but
yeah,
I mean, we're fighting, right? I mean, I got to get ready. You got to get ready. We're doing this for a reason.
exactly.
I wanted to ask you because it was the right hook again, which was beautifully placed. I saw it. I saw it. Did you think? I thought he was done. I was surprised he got up after you landed it. Were you surprised he A got up and B that the ref actually let it go on it? Like, because when it landed,
Yeah.
it looked like good night.
Yeah. I mean, I was happy he got up, honestly, because I feel like I needed to leave more of a statement. It's my first fight in San Antonio. You know what I'm saying? I want to keep leaving a statement every time I fight. Be like, I want to be the boogeyman. You know what I mean? If I gotta be a bad guy, I'll be a bad guy. So when he got up, I was like, you know what? It's time to really, put icing on the cake. And he felt the power in the right, so now it's time to feel the power in the left. And I set up the left hand. And if you look at the fight, when the left hand landed, he was already asleep, and then I came back with a right hook, and like he seized out. You know what I mean? And we honestly, I thought he was about to perish. I'm glad he didn't. Thank God.
Yeah.
Uh, During the whole ring, like I never experienced that, having somebody get carried down the stretcher. Um, but the promoter Cam, they got back to me and told me that he was fine. Because at the end of the day, it's like I want him to get back home to his family, just like I want to get back home to mine. Um, but yeah, when it's time to fight, like I'm a whole different person. I'm not Veshawn Champion. I'm the chosen champ. I guess you could say it's alter ego, but like I'm a whole different person. I flipped the switch.
And Veshawn Champion, Champion is your actual last name. That's your birth name. I mean, is that destiny? Were you born to be a champion? Is this like
Uh,
this is God's will already?
yeah, because I always like any sport I done did. I always was one of the best in the gyms, one of the best on the track. Um, so when I picked up boxing, I was supposed to box when I was in like a younger kid. My dad wanted to put me in it, but I was like, nah, I want to focus on basketball, focus on football. I wish I listened to my dad, but glad I found boxing, or boxing found me. So yeah, I guess it is destiny. It's only sooner or later I will be a champion.
I wanted to ask you. So like you sparred with Boots Enos, right? I was doing Boots Enos and Kid Austin. I mean, you're not really going to get better sparring than that. I mean, those two best young fighters in the sport, maybe, right? Like you got a real prospect in Floyd Schofield, might be prospect of the year this year, and then you have Boots Enos, who's the best contender in the sport, right? Like the budding superstar. You're not really going to get better competition than that. Are fights to you, like, I don't want to downplay, but are they easy compared to sparring with those guys?
The guys I spar now, yeah, 100%. They're not like, I'm not saying that they're easy.
I'm not trying to disrespect, but I mean, you sparred with Floyd Schofield and Boots Enos. I mean, it's hard to get better than that.
Yeah, it's just my like when I went down there in Philly, my reflexes got more sharper because you have to be. You're sparring a very strong guy, very very smart, high IQ, fast, and he can switch. So you gotta like you have to can't fall asleep in the ring at all. So he really sharpened my mind. I learned a lot when I was down there. He taught me a lot as well. And then Floyd Schofield, he's fights at 135, so he's faster than I am. He's strong at 130.
He's faster than a lot of people. He's faster than a lot of people.
Yeah, he kept me sharp too as well. So now that I spar people, a lot of people, I don't overlook them, but it's like it's like, who are you guys? Aren't the people I've been in the ring with? I'm not gonna sit there and downplay myself either, and let you guys get the best of me. And if you do, it's like hats off. Everybody have a bad sparring day, but 9 times out of 10, I make sure I come out on top.
So you're back in the ring December 31st, New Year's Eve, a big card here in San Antonio. Any thoughts, any predictions? I mean, what can we expect to see from Veshawn Champion on New Year's Eve?
I don't do predictions because it's boxing. Anybody, anything can happen. It's always a puncher's chance. But I will say, you'll see the best Veshawn Champion team thus far. I'm headlining. It's first time I'm headlining. First time, main event. So I'm there to put on a show for everybody, and I'm here to let my name be more known in the welterweight division.
I wanted to ask you about that, right? Obviously, south of the heavyweight division, the welterweight division, your division is the glamour division, right? Like it's got all the big names, been that way for decades. How quickly do you want to move up, and then when do you think you'll be fighting, those elite level names?
However it comes, 10 fights, 13 fights, however it comes. Right now I'm ranked I think it's 590 in super welter. They need to change my weight class and boxing. I feel like every time I progress, I'm gonna rank up even higher. So honestly, I want to bring back the four kings era. I want bring that back to boxing and bring the sport of boxing back to what it used to be. And I just mentioned that on Instagram, like boxing isn't what it used to be. I feel like the lightweight division the lightweight division, they're bringing it back. They're bringing it back in. I want to bring it back throughout all the weight classes in boxing.
So we're back December 31st. Marquis, the Hawk Hawthorne, good fighter. You said you guys take a look at him. You match up on December 31st in the main event. I know you got some sponsors you want to shout out, so I'll give you an opportunity. I'll give you a minute to do that and shout out your sponsors.
Yeah, I want to shout out Gomez Law Firm. Yeah, it's one of my biggest sponsors here out of San Antonio. By any means necessary, it's a medical dispensary. I have chicken heads, their chicken spot back home. And then I got Automotive Solutions. It's actually my job. So, yeah.
Veshawn Champion. Tell everyone where they can find you on social media.
They can find me on Instagram at The Chosen Champ and on Facebook as Veshawn Champion. I'm very active on Instagram, so if you guys want to, follow my journey, check it out there.
All right. I appreciate your time. Look forward to seeing you on December 31st. God bless, champ.
Thank you.